just started a arena game again, so we'll see how this goes. I'm just putting out a quick stream announcement. If you ever want to, linked in the Twitch on my page, there's a link to my Discord. That's where I tend to post these notifications. We have little discussions and some other stuff. Feel free to join us there. As for this game, we're playing Terra Mystica Arena Season 5. The settings are played on the Lakes map, or the Loon Lakes map, with landscapes on. We're on Board Game Arena, obviously, and we're playing against Super Fishy, Juan. We're just going to go with Juan and Imperator. I don't really know these two players, which suggests they're not particularly great. Super Fishy is pretty good. Imperator's played a decent bit and is, fine. And Juan has played a lot and pretty questionable, but that's fine. And then Super Fishy, played a lot, pretty good. We are playing on our silly No Earth 1 account, so see how that goes. And we have trading posts into big buildings, digging, dwelling, and temples. The pass tiles do not have the dwelling pass scoring, but all the other ones. We don't have temp ship, which is a little harder to live with on lakes, and no priests, which also makes things a little harder. We see Chaos getting put in first. That's reasonable, although Chaos isn't a great faction for the restriction of No Earth 1. There's a lot of ways to score dwellings late here, though. I think I'm going to throw in Darklings. It's pretty boring, but Darklings have a clear game plan of going Temple into Sanctuary. You still can just take Water 1. You dig a decent bit. Yeah, you'll have to build some dwellings, but it's okay. Yeah, I don't know. They're a clear faction that could at least have a fine game here. The only other thing I'm kind of tempted by is Swarmlings, but all the mid-game dwelling rounds are a big bummer for Swarmlings, but the rest of the track's reasonable for them. But yeah, we'll go Darklings. Water 1. Yeah, I'd possibly Water 1. It could be double econ, you're right. It depends on exactly what the game plan is. Double econ's tempting, though. You go double econ into an early temple for Water 1. It's very tempting as well. We'll see where things take us. I don't know yet. We're not necessarily playing Darklings, right? We just put them in the auction because they at least have a game plan. Again, the toughest part about this No Earth 1 account is mostly there are certain factions and game plans that just really don't have a very clear answer to why you don't go, why you're not going Earth 1. So like Chaos Magicians here probably should just take Earth 1 in general, but Fakirs with Landscape often should just take Earth 1. The answer is obviously Water 2. I mean, look, I get you. That's what you do. I don't disagree, but basically the problem for certain factions, right, is like the delta between taking a different favor and Earth 1 can be very small on a lot of factions. Certain games and certain factions, the delta between Earth 1 and the other option is pretty big. And I would argue Chaos is one of those. Chaos gets lots of early favors, and they don't have any inherent way of making points. So the difference for them tends to be a lot bigger. Thanks, Gray. Thanks, pal. I don't know if I've actually streamed Terra Mystica since the International Clash, so just briefly talking about that again. Oh, I did the all-player commentary. But anyhow, yeah, that was a really cool game this weekend. If people were watching, I would definitely recommend checking it out. Partly because Team USA just had a really cool game, but partly it's just a very cool game I think you can learn a lot from. So those all the Clash games actually thus far have been like really really like well played. I've actually been a little surprised how much I think teams do help make sure everybody's like really focused and making sure they're all having like a good solid game. Nobody's really been having big clunkers or big blunders or anything, which has happened in like even some of the Fire 2 Open games. So it's been fun. As for my other streaming stuff, I think I am gonna try to keep up Thursday, like Teammate Thursday stuff. So I'll probably have a stream on Thursday again. Not sure who I'll team up with yet, but we'll see. Hello, Fofo. Indeed, no Earth One for us. Juan doesn't look like they're. Oh, I was gonna say Juan doesn't even appear to be online anymore, so that's a problem. Okay, we do get Swarmlings. So I think the game plan for Swarmlings is pretty viable here. I could definitely handle. I can handle Swarmlings. All the pass tiles that Swarmlings really want are in the game. You can aim for the round 2 Sanctuary. You can follow the track pretty well. I think Darklings the game plan's pretty clear for and works. I still think Chaos the game plan's okay. It's just not taking Earth 1 is questionable. And then Fakirs are playable, but it's a little, I don't know. I don't love it. I'm not in love with it by any means. And then finally, I don't know this map very well. I usually see like Darklings. I feel like this is usually where Chaos wants to be. And Chaos probably still just goes here, right? Because you get this hex and this hex as Chaos, probably, anyhow. And that's fine. Fakirs probably start here. You might get Swarmlings, Darklings, maybe Fakirs, maybe Darklings. Darklings feel pretty good to me. Everything feels okay. I don't really know this map very well. Swarmlings is kind of a cheat code for my stupid restriction, although Darklings is a little bit. So, I don't know. Let's bid Darklings a little. Probably going to bid Swarmlings a little. Both of these factions, like, we have the black-blue color neighbors and the yellow-red color neighbors. I think Fakirs can be surprisingly annoying on this map in terms of, like, flying around and taking the yellows, but I don't know how many reds they actually are interested in taking all that often. Or, in particular, Chaos should have pretty free reign on the grays. And one of the things I think we've learned on this map thus far this season is engineers tend to be silly strong because a lot of the grays are very well positioned to, like, expand off shipping and stuff. And so I think Chaos here has a pretty good... I think they still have a pretty good game plan of just getting on a lot of the grays and shipping around. I think the biggest issue is that Fakirs probably want this as some sort of connection hex, and Chaos also probably wants this. But I'll be lame and join the Darklings bids for a little bit here. Maybe not that much. I really don't know. One of the big issues here is I actually don't totally know who's going to get a lot of early leech and or how much that's going to matter. I also should really figure out who's taking what pass tile. Swarmlings may well just go for the big building, although they could go Spade. Fakirs will go Spade if they can, otherwise probably Worker Power. That means Darklings is going to probably get 2 Workers or Worker Power. And then Chaos is probably taking 4 coins and a Cult Step, and then trying to get the Workers Power action. And, well, Chaos doesn't have to open Sanctuary. I usually would, even with round 2 Sanctuary. I tend to be the Sanctuary or Bust guy, but if you do go with the Cult Step, Water 2 is actually a bit more viable here, because you will get that Spade. Tricky. I just don't feel like Swarmlings have great leech on this map. Like, where are you supposed to start? And even with your landscape, what are you supposed to do about it? You make a megatown through this stuff is not beautiful. You can make something happen down here, but you really feel like you're on the periphery of the map with Swarmlings, which never is usually a good thing. So I think I will go another Darklings. How good are Fakirs here too, right? Like, Fakirs, if they actually do get the Spade... I don't think they're great, but the big issue I think is like I think this is the issue. I think Fakirs with Earth 1 here are pretty good. I think you're gonna make a lot of dwellings. That's really what the track tells you to do. And your landscape gives you enough coins, you don't need an economy favor. But I can't take Earth 1. So I don't really think I can play Fakirs. I think it probably is time to play Swarmley. Is it? Oh god, I kept talking myself out of it. So my one concern is if Chaos actually does get like a fast center town and beat Swarmlanes to the 2 key, that would seem pretty big, but that seems kind of unlikely to happen. Swarmlanes should still be pretty good. Water 2 Fakirs? No. I'm pretty sure what would happen. I'm pretty sure I would just go Air 2 Fakirs, right? You get a couple, like a worker or two. Air 2 is pretty good for Fakirs in general. The landscape will produce a ton of coins, and then you go for a second temple relatively early and go Water 1. I still think it would work. I don't think it's... I think it's worse than Earth 1 by a decent bit. So the problem is, like, I have to value Fakirs at, like, a different rate than I think my opponent can value Fakirs, which is, again, the big difficulty with playing under this account. But and indeed, Fakirs are going. So Chaos is going to be the 30 faction, which is good. I still like kind of... I'm really intrigued by a lot of Chaos's game here. The problem, again, is just the whole Earth 1 thing. Like, I think Chaos with Earth 1 has a pretty good game here. Without Earth 1, they still have a game, but I do think it's a sizable difference again here. No. King of Gods. Whoa. Look, I'm not complaining about it. I put this restriction on myself for reasons. It's just there are certain setups in certain games where the difference can be sizable. I find it to be a fun restriction, but I'm not taking Earth 1. That's just not how this thing works. I think Darklings have been way too low. I think Swarmlings still have a pretty good game plan. Yeah. Different map. Indeed, I'm playing Arena. I don't actually like this map much either, but look, I do it occasionally. Is this Loon Lakes? Yeah, this is Loon Lakes. The current Arena season is on Loon Lakes with landscapes. Do I try to play Fakirs? Fakirs have proven pretty good on this map thus far in the Arena season as well. I don't really know where the town space happens for Fakirs, but probably find it somewhere. I think Fakirs are going to wind up with a pretty good network. Then again, we have Darklings. Okay, so we have Darklings and Fakirs here, so the cult should be pretty open. So that does make me continue to think Swarmlings will have a very good cult game, or Chaos can have a pretty great cult game too. I did want to play Darklings. I think Darklings still were pretty interesting here, but yeah, I think they just got paid down too much. All right, I'll be right back. I'm gonna give my dog a bone. Hi, buddy. Yeah. All right, looks like we were bit off Swarmlings. Darklings got bit again. Part of me really does want to play Chaos, although Swarmlings still could be surprisingly good just with the pass tiles. Go one more on Swarmlings then. After this, I might just take Chaos. My instincts are that Chaos here is going to get quite a bit of leech from this hex. And they just get this hex and this hex. That looks like pretty good expansion. Once you get to like 2 shipping, you can reach a lot of hexes. I mean, it depends on how much Fakirs advance and beat you places, but... I think CM is better than Fakirs. I think so. The cults are very open. There is the ship scoring pass tile, which I think helps favor... Like, I think Chaos have a lot of ways to score on the pass. I think they get a lot of cult points. I think they do just fine on network, because Swarmlings aren't going to do a ton of network. I mean, Darklings and Fakirs, I guess, probably beat Chaos on network, but... Chaos likes to build late temples. Like, I don't know. The track seems fine for Chaos. But it is possible I'm supposed to bid Fakirs a little bit. Fakirs with Landscape are also really good. It's just, there's not a ton of pass tiles here that scream out to me that tell me that Fakirs are going to be able to score a ton. But I feel like others are going to be able to score a lot. I'm also just a little worried about Fakir's yellows in general. I don't know, again, I don't play on this map enough is part of the problem, but I'm not totally convinced that Darklings and Chaos aren't going to wind up interfering with at least some of them. I also just don't see how Fakirs are getting a ton of early leech, but it feels like Chaos is going to get it just a boatload. Yeah, you know what? I don't know. We'll see if I'm wrong. I very well could be, but I enjoy playing Chaos Magicians, so we'll see how it goes. I mean, I have a 17-point edge on Darklings, which seems plenty. I have an 8-point edge on Swarmlings, which seems about right. So, and it's just, Chaos is usually trapped. It's possible this happens, but my feeling is that I won't be. But I could get proven wrong. Fakir's also starting and not where I was expecting. If Fakirs aren't starting here and I get this hex and this hex, I think things are going even better than imagined. Although less early leech, but... The real question, I think, for Chaos here is, again, I'm expecting to get this tile, and I am expecting to actually go water too. The real question is if I'm actually going to go Sanctuary, or if I just settle for a Spade early and save the Sanctuary to round 2. And I haven't decided yet. I also wasn't expecting Swarmlings there. That's alright, I think. Did expect Swarmlings there. That start spot is awesome for red. You think Chaos starting here is good? I'd be dubious about that. I guess it depends on where Fakirs start. I still imagine Fakirs are here. Oh wow, they actually are here. So my concern about starting here is simply that I see the early expansion on these hexes, and then I see this hex, and maybe these hexes. Then it looks like everything else is death. It looks like I'm going to be completely cut off. Whereas if I start here, I think I get better early leech. I still feel like I have an easy enough town spot. I feel like I get a bunch of these guys. And in my dreams, I'm getting some, like, I'm actually getting, I'm winding up getting this hex or this hex in time to actually expand into stuff anyhow. But that could be wrong. This certainly is a bit of an option now where everybody started. But this also doesn't actually guarantee me any leech, whereas I think this all but guarantees me. Like, I upgrade here first, and I think my opponents just build next to me. It is swarm lanes, so you would think it would guarantee me a leech, but part of the problem is I'm playing an opponent I don't trust at all, right? Like, I can't actually predict what they're going to do here. It's entirely possible that Juan chooses to like take the spade and takes this hex before Darklings can get it, and then upgrades both his structures here in an effort to rush an early sanctuary town. I don't think that's at all crazy. The other problem with this is I'm literally only getting leech here, whereas if I'm here, I'm getting leech from multiple neighbors building around me. This feels better to me by my instincts, but again, I have very little actual experience on this map, so I could be doing the wrong thing, but... Bulky Buzzard, you finally catching a live stream. You enjoy my stuff. Really helped you getting started. Okay, well, sweet. Yeah, thanks for joining us. I'm playing Lakes Landscapes and I don't know it much, and I'm doing silly alt account things where I don't take Earth 1, so I'm not sure how many lessons you should learn from this one, except for whatever mistakes I make, but we'll see. Alright, Tailwagon Games. Hey, you played this game for the first time recently. No clue what was going on. You're excited to see someone knows what they're doing. Again. Unfortunately, you should watch some of my other streams where I actually know what I'm doing. Here, I have a loose idea of how I play because, I mean, yes, I am like an expert. But this specific map and meta with like Lakes Landscapes, there's a lot of finer points I am going to be missing as along with everybody else, but we'll see. You think my instincts aren't wrong, Deranged? Yeah, it's possible. You think C3 gives a good amount of sense here, given that C4 should be safe. C2 when I can afford a double spade. Yeah, exactly. I think all that's going to work. With Swarmlings in the game, the early town's less valuable. I do expect Swarmlings to beat me to 2 keys. You just started and it's your first real arena season. Yeah. If you're not aware, there are several other streamers in the TM community too that definitely play. Particularly if you're looking for Lakes advice, I would watch like NerdCube Games. NerdCube's been the arena champion for several seasons in a row and has already played quite a bit of Lakes again. I think Weber's been playing on Lakes a bit and has some decent insights. I don't know. I don't watch enough of the streamers either. I don't think Zorus has played a lot on Lakes. I don't think he's been streaming much arena, but Zorus has a lot of great strategy content in general on his YouTube. And someday I should actually get my Nightbot set up so I can just provide all those links quickly for people, but I haven't done that, so... Swarmlings take worker power, so that's already the first like very big divergent from everything I would have predicted. I honestly think both the spade and the 2 workers tile is just stronger for Swarmlings. The 2 worker tile is 2 workers and 4 points. That's very good. The spade is a guaranteed spade. Worker power is questionable. Like, I'm guessing it means Swarmlings is gonna go for double dig, but like, yeah, you have a guaranteed double dig, but it's just not that good, in my opinion, compared to the alternative options for them, but oh well. Blah blah, chat's been busy. Tailwagon Games, just by listening to my processing, you're already impressed by how much thought. Yeah, cool, okay. You think Fakir's opening spots are good for me? Better that they went double west than one in the east, I agree. Looks terrible for Fakir's, I agree. And you guys are talking about everything Fakir should have done, I agree. Darklings predictably takes big building tile, so I do take this cult step and plan to open water too because I'm a crazy guy. We definitely upgrade here early for the leech, and then the big decision I think in round 1 for me is what else I want to do. One of the reasons I don't like Swarmlings going for double dig, by the way, is because if Swarmlings just started on the spade tile, they could easily take the priest and get a spade at the end of the round, whereas this way, there's no way Swarmlings are going to have enough power to take that priest. I mean, there's always a risk here, I guess, that Darklings are going to take or send their priest to water anyhow, so maybe it's fine, but... you guys are talking more about Fakirs, yeah. I mean, I think Fakirs are okay still with what they did. Oof, and they're not upgrading next to me. Well, that's a bummer. I mean, they're presumably still going to try to dig this at some point. So I'll get some leech. And they often go for a second temple, but yeah, I was expecting them to go here instead of here, but I suppose... yeah, I don't know. I think it's fine. Darklings or Swarmlings very predictably does go double dig because that's the only reason they would take worker power. I have the option to take the workers and just open Sanctuary, which is my preferred Chaos Magician's opening. But I could also settle for single dig here and just open Temple Dwelling and then go into next round and build my Sanctuary there and get 5 more points. The real question, as always for me, is just how much more valuable is simply just going for the Sanctuary right away. And usually my feeling is just going for the Sanctuary right away is better. The other reason that I kind of like taking workers here is because Darklings is getting enough leech, and Darklings could also just open Sanctuary if I give them the workers. And Superfishy's probably the best opponent here, so figuring out ways to steadily deny him is good. But the Priest power action is also pretty good on the wheel. If I could get enough for the Priest and the Spade, that's also a pretty good opening. I think taking the workers is good here. I think there's plenty of coins. I think just going Sanctuary is fine. I mean, I am missing 5 track points, so my track points are going to get a little iffy this game, but I think this is okay. Hey Rilo, glad to provide a distraction from real work. And yeah, Deranged, do you think denying Darklings is key? It's fair. I think it very well could be important, yeah. So, and then earlier chat, you're also saying that you think this is more likely to be part of a town, which is fair. Upgrading here is probably not part of a town, so yeah. Oof, Darklings are going to Air 2. That is not what we wanted to see at all. The reason I don't want to see that is because Swarmlings are already a high power faction, and now Darklings are going to make power, and I'm also going to make power because I'm going to take Air 2. So the more people that are generating the power, the harder it is to get power actions, and so we all kind of lose out. I actually don't think this is particularly good for Superfishy, to be honest. I don't think Air 2 Darklings are like hardly ever correct, and I really don't think they're particularly good here, but it's fun, so whatever. I mean, it's not that bad either. Superfishy presumably realizes they can definitely get Earth 1 in round 2, so they're just going to go into I mean, they're doing sensible things by taking an economy favor first, but I don't think I would have taken Air 2. Water 2 Darklings arguably better? Maybe. With Swarmlings and Chaos, I'm not sure I would go Water 2 Darklings, but I almost certainly would just go Earth 2 Darklings. There's a lot of coins on the pass tiles. Earth 2 will give you coins later. One of the harder parts for Darklings in the early game is usually to get enough workers. But, you know, it's fine. Darklings are getting plenty of early leech, which was expected. I just go Temple here. I'm not taking Earth 1 as promised. I mean, I think I am just opening Sanctuary, and it's just always Fire 1, Water 2, Earth 2, Air 2. Fire 1 comes with the power right away. Water 2 is definitely coming here. And then I can think about the others. Air 2 is more of a Nomads thing. That's not sarcasm, Weber. He's talking about the International Clash game from Sunday. That's what he's referencing. Correct, Weber. Like, it was a very unusual game, but, you know, Air 2 Nomads was a thing on that. It turned out really good, that game, actually, right? Like, it was very good, but the situations where you can take Air 2 as Nomads and get that many, like, really good power actions that you want is limited. As I just said earlier, like, the issue with Air 2 Darklings here, and the reason that I'm sad to see it, is because I think there's a lot of us that are going to generate a lot of early power. I think the reason that Air 2 Nomads worked so well in that game is Engineers didn't have a second temple that early, so they weren't generating that much power. Mermaids weren't getting that much power. There wasn't massive leech going on. in that international clash game. Darklings weren't getting a lot of power either, so the Air 2 Nomads I think paid off quite well because there just wasn't a lot of power, so people just couldn't take power actions. Like part of the reason that Team USA got coins in round 4 is because Darklings couldn't take a power action. They just didn't have the power. There was very few power on the pass tiles too, right? So, and to be fair, here we have 2 pass tiles with power. So like, yeah, I don't think Air 2 is gonna pay off great for Darklings. I will see. They also wound up taking a priest here, so I guess Darklings is just gonna build 2 dwellings, I guess, which is pretty good. And then they're still gonna take the coins on the wheel probably. So that's a pretty good Darkling start, actually. Yeah, that's very reasonable. Fakirs are really thinking here about what hex to take, and they're taking that one. So, oh, and they're putting the landscape already. Landscape is good. Yeah, this is fine. My Cult Spade is just going here next to Darklings, right? I turn this red. The only concern is if Fakirs will be able to fly and take that away from me, so that is probably the one way this game goes disastrously, but hopefully that doesn't happen. Should I go for the... Maybe I should delay this Sanctuary build. I think it's very unlikely I'm going to want to delay the Sanctuary to next round, but just on the off chance I decide to, I guess I should take these 2 water steps. I am a little paranoid all of a sudden about turning this red, just because of the fact that Fakirs could fly here. I don't think it's particularly great, but I also don't think I have any other choice but to risk it. But I suddenly realized that is actually a scary possibility here. It doesn't feel particularly good for Fakirs to do it, but I trust pretty much nobody, so. What about going C2 gray? I'm likely going to get a spade. Yeah, so C2 gray is very reasonable depending on what else I'm getting, yeah. Temple Swarmlings alert? Oh god, I was slow on it. Yeah, you guys are right. Swarmlings did not open. Swarmlings went for Water 1 still. So interestingly enough, not Earth 1. Water 1, Temple. Okay, so Swarmlings is basically out of the game. I mean, it's like, I guess Swarmlings maybe is going to get their Stronghold out next round, and maybe there's a chance they do that, but the Swarmling Stronghold is so important to this faction. I think it's the only faction in the game where you can truly say it's mandatory round 1. Like, we've learned over time that even like Giants don't have to go Stronghold it, but Fakirs do build another trading post in the trading post round for me. Get a little more leech, which is nice. If that priest was around, it would be tempting. Although, yeah, actually, I don't have enough. I will have enough for double dig next round. Although, so will others. So I'm probably not getting it, but we'll see. Anyhow, we can't risk it. They almost certainly will dig it. We'll see. I'm unconvinced that that's what Fakirs really want to take, but I guess I'm also not sure I want to risk it either, so we'll see. We'll see about exactly what my position is and how many spades it looks like I'm going to get and where I want to expand to. Anyhow, back to the Swarmlings thing. Swarmlings really need to get that Stronghold out. That free trading post every round is just so huge for the faction, because they struggle so much with everything else. And it looks like Swarmlings, like, part of the problem now is Swarmlings needs 3 workers to build this trading post and then 5 workers to build their Stronghold. I guess they will have 8 workers next round. Oh god, I have incomes on. What have happened, everybody? What has happened? Ugh. Nope, it's not this yet. I said I was going to get this water cult spade locked up, just to be sure. You just saw second place Swarmlings at the Temple Open. 128 was more than you thought. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, like, we have a little too rigid of ideas sometimes. And if Swarmlings actually find a route to building the Stronghold next round, which I guess if they pass for the 7 coins here, which they might be allowed to, you know, maybe it works out. Why do I hate income so much? I really don't like the look of it. It's cluttered. The screen already has too much info, and again, I prefer to play as if I'm playing in real life. I realize we are playing digitally, and the thing is already doing a lot of helpful things for me, but I don't know. It gets into a weird, like, quasi gray zone for me where how much, like, even the network thing is, like, it's a really handy shortcut calculation tool, but part of playing the game well in real life is, you know, noticing where your network is at and where others are at and having to do those calcs. And I guess the interesting part of the game isn't menial calculations, and yet that's part of board gaming. And how far are we willing to go in terms of the game, like, telling me what I need to do and pointing things out? Like, at what point in the future am I going to have a suggested list of actions telling me, with these resources, this is the most points you can earn this round? Like, round 6 is technically entirely calculable as well. It's just we're not usually good enough to see it. On some level, what's the difference between a computer telling me all that and a computer adding up my income? All of it is technically calculable. It just depends on how much math is happening and how hard the math is. So I don't know. I don't like any of it. I'd rather see it gone, but I can turn it off, so I will. Snellman has that. Yeah. You dislike the income and love the network shipping thing. It's fair. It's a hipster thing. Yeah, it's a little bit hipstery too. Don't get me wrong. I played so much without it. I still play in real life, and there's no magic adding in real life. You need to get good at calculating things in real life. So I don't know. Whatever. I am my own weird person and do my thing. Fakir's pass for basically a worker, I think. Just because they built that trading post, they have like no worker income right now. So it does look like Fakirs probably are just going to open double dig, I would think, but I don't know for sure. I would expect Fakirs to take this hex and this hex, so it might be safest for me to take this, but we'll see. Swarmlings presumably take 7 coins here. Yep. So the spade is still there. So I could pass for the spade. I could pass for the spade and delay the sanctuary. Delaying the sanctuary gives me 5 points. But if I just build the sanctuary right now, I get 3 extra coins and 4 extra power. So are 3 coins and 4 power worth 5 points? Almost certainly, right? It's almost impossible for it not to be. And worst case scenario, I still get the spade, or I just get the big building tile from Darklings. I mean, Darklings might well just take the coins here before passing. Would be very reasonable. So yeah, I just go Sanctuary. And we go Earth 2, Air 2. Got our full economy going. We got some decent cult positioning already. Things look good. You forgot this was a no Earth 1 stream. That explains what income tile you're sacrificing by going Water 2. None of them. Yeah. Yeah, it's a no Earth 1 stream, so that's the issue. I'm gonna get Darkling's tile, blah blah blah. Fakirs would love a center town, that's why they would take my gray. Fair enough. Okay, so Darklings go worker power here. So I actually have an option between a spade or the big building tile. I think it just guaranteedly is spade. Spade is so good. Even before a digging round, I just want to put out a dwelling or 2 next round. Actually, I mean, I'd love to put out 2 dwellings next round. I mean, that's the ideal. And I can take this spade here, and I could get both these hexes then, because I can single spade, and like I can take the single spade power action probably, and use the passing spade. I think that just has to be worth it. Yeah, I think the spade is just very good here. And then I do think I'm turning this gray. That feels safest. I mean, Fakirs could double dig it, and if that happens, well, shit, but like I guess then I can try to take this and this or something eventually. I don't know. But this feels fairly safe. Isn't 2 workers better than a spade? Maybe. I'm really surprised to hear that you'd prefer 2 workers here, NerdCube. Like, I get that it's 4 points as well, but the spade helps me secure territory this round. Securing territory feels really important here. Hey, buddy. Stop. Give. Good. No, give. Hey, give. Good boy. You're a good boy. All right. Fakirs are taking a long time here. You're expecting something wild. I agree. I'm pretty terrified about what Fakirs are about to do, but oh well. In a no Earth 1 game, you think you prefer the priests and worker or the points and workers pass early for the spade? Yeah, look, I think that's a reasonable path. I don't think you're in any way wrong. He might double dig the gray. Yeah, it was possible. He takes workers. Well, okay, that's kind. Passing early is harder with water 2. I mean, I can skip the water 2 action, but all right, coins go. Expected. Pretty expected stuff across the board thus far. I would really start securing my hexes. I'm taking both. I think I am just single digging. I mean, I can double dig, but it reduces my... It just doesn't do me much here, right? Which is the awkward part about what's happened. But I don't think it was very possible for me to predict that Fakirs would take workers here. I think I just take this hex. Anyhow, NerdCube, I think you definitely make a reasonable argument, and yet I still feel like even in a no Earth 1 game, I don't think you have to get that greedy for points all that quickly. Like, maybe I'm wrong, but I think this is an okay path. I don't think I'm gonna suffer too much for passing on 2 workers and 4 points and getting 2 coins and a spade. I need the spades pretty badly, I think, over the next couple rounds, and this really helped guarantee them. Now, it does turn out that I probably would be better off on the 2 workers tile right now, but I really don't think I could have known that Fakirs were going to do these things, so. Why not double dig here? Use my bonus thing on D6. That's an option, but meh. You guys think Fakirs is going stronghold like a boss? That would be interesting. Yeah, so I guess that's part of the problem too, guys, right? Like, I don't really care about D6, and I think the game plan has to involve lots of shipping pretty soon. I might not even spade much next round, to be honest. It's possible that I just rush a town next round for the 2 key town, assuming that Swarmlings aren't set up for it, which... I'm not convinced Swarmlings are going to be set up for it, and I think 2 key town is looking very strong for me, so we'll see. You think E6 can be part of a different bridge town? See. Ooh, Swarmlings go Sanctuary instead of Stronghold. Okay. So this is fun, but it's not gonna work. Again, like Swarmlings have such big economic issues because all their stuff costs more, but they don't really generate more. The way they generate more is through this Stronghold, which provides a free trading post every round. So yeah, they're gonna have some issues, but that's okay. Swarmlings did take Priest to Air. I was definitely debating that, but I think I just go Priest to Earth now. On the wheel, assuming Darklings aren't about to do it. Swarmlings take Air 2. Oh no! Why is everybody taking Air 2? There's too much power generation, everybody. Air 2's, well, I guess Swarmlings going Air 2 makes a bit more sense, because part of the reason the Stronghold's so good is because it also just produces 4 power. So building the Sanctuary to take Air 2 over building the Stronghold to essentially take Air 2 feels pretty awfully wrong, but oh well. I will live with what I have. Darklings are going to take Earth 1, presumably. Because there's still copies of it. Good time. In what world is Sanctuary better than Stronghold? It's not. This guy's not very good, but that's okay. It is better in the world where we're playing against them, is fair. This Hex is just under no contention. This Priest's might be. So let's get this Priest to Earth. Seems good. I was going to say, I would take the Priest action on the wheel here if I could, but I just realized that all the power actions are already gone. So all the power actions being gone is part of what I'm talking about with everybody taking Air 2s. It's kind of a bummer, but it happens. So I will find a way to survive, but I might actually decline this Leech. We do see a Stronghold Fakirs, which is kind of crazy. Normally I would never decline this Leech so early, but with the way the power actions are right now, I mean, I guess I could take it and I could double dig, but yeah, it just doesn't do me much, which is wild. But like, gosh, I really hate declining, but this is, I mean, the problem is this is just coins. I'm paying 3 points for 2 coins. I just don't think that's worth it here. I can't invest that power in more reasonable things. Why not X6 on the green? Because I just don't care about that. Why do you guys care about that green? I literally don't understand this math. You guys are like fascinated about a hex I don't care about at all. So I think 2 coins for 3 points is often worth it in round 2. I probably should just take that. Early power is very good, but at the same time, I don't know. I already have economy, and I again, part of the problem of playing no Earth 1 games here is like, where are my points coming from this game? It's not like it's coming from cults. It's hopefully coming from hitting certain pass tiles, but I don't think it's super clear. So I'm pretty content with what I've done. You care about me getting to town up 2 keys for 1 trading post, not 2. Maybe it is, Weber, but I'm actually not convinced about that either. In a game that has so much round 4 and round 5 trading post scoring, or dwelling scoring, I don't really know if I care that bad if I'm building early trading posts. Is this also a water 1 is for chumps? I'd probably take water 1 if I can get it. But, you know, we'll see where that life takes me to. I'm not sure. Taking double dig seems bad. I can't build anyway. I mean, that is why I didn't pay for double dig, right? I mean, like, I could have taken that leech and I could have double dug, but I agree. I don't feel like it does me a ton. And then, yeah, I agree. If I can't build on it, again, we have fakirs, right? Like, I don't want to give hexes to fakirs potentially at all. It does look like one of my options is going to be passing onto the ship tile. I'd like to keep sending priests to cults right now because the priest slots are so open. I'm actually really, maybe, you know, the one thing I didn't consider, and maybe I should have, is taking that power for a 5-power priest. I think a 5-power priest here is actually surprisingly viable. That I might regret. Yeah, I actually kind of really like the look of a 5-power priest. I really need priests, and I just don't have them. If I could have taken a priest power action this round, that would have helped a lot too. Who took the priest power action? Was it Fakir's? I don't even know. Who took a priest and why? Was it just Darklings just building up for dig round? Fakir's took it. Well, that's a bummer. They do not in any way need it currently. And they already got a second priest production now. I think that's kind of just bad, but you think it has to be Fakir's? Yeah, it was. But you trust my intuition on this and the 200 plus ELO. You're trying to understand me. I mean, to be fair, remember, sometimes I'm wrong. I can very much be wrong. Like, there's a very high chance I'm just wrong. So... Okay, so I could go onto the trading post tile and then just build 2 trading posts, take 2 key town. That feels pretty good, and it feels probably what I'm gonna do. And then hope that the ships tile still nobody cares about, pass onto the ship tile in round 4 and get to 2 shipping and build 1,000,000 dwellings. My workers will be a little rough, but not that bad, actually, if I do that. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. Oh yeah, I also have this step. I have so many coins coming in this game, which is both great and not. I do have priests coming in at the end of this round, which is actually very welcome to. I need priest. I really want a priest power action next round. I think this is just going on fire, because I don't actually want leech right at the moment. I don't really want the power. So I think I do that. And I don't really get a cult bump, right? Or I don't get a cult boost right now. And then I pass. I produce 5 power. And I don't think I'm going to get immediate leech necessarily. And even if I do, I think I'm very happy getting free power right now. So I think we pass for this guy. And I think we are just going to rush 2 Keytown. I think cults are part of how we're going to score a lot. Am I considering trading post tile? Yes. Extra coin? Yeah, so I could have just gone up the earth track. Maybe that's better, right? I plan on taking 2 key here anyhow. But yeah, I could have gone up at least 1 more on earth instead of fire. Yeah. It probably was supposed to be earth. Earth also has the benefit of not giving me a power, which was the main thing I was looking for. Yeah, that was probably sloppy as well, but oh well. I think the first priority here is actually to take the priest power action if it comes to me. Priest power action is incredible, especially if I get some priests on these cults. I partly need the priest power action because I really want to hit multiple shipping levels in these rounds to hopefully expand a lot. Swarmlings do take the priest to water. There are a lot of priests in this game. Holy smokes. Fakirs make a lot too. Fakir's economy though. Oof. Duh. Maybe my first action is just priest to fire if I get it. Because Swarmlings probably are taking priest to fire if they can get it. So yeah, maybe I do priest to fire first. You think priest to fire is better? Yeah. I can always 5 power priest. I can 5 power priest. It's true. I don't think anybody really well, actually Darklings might just take another priest power action. Darklings have got a ton of early leech. And they've taken air too, duh. Sorry, it's not just the leech. They are trying to actually get a bunch of power actions game, which is part of where the pain for me has come from. But yeah, priest of fire does look pretty good though. So It is unfortunate that this tile, I think, just looks juicy to anybody, even though I'm not sure how many people are going to be advanced. Like, I'm not sure Darkling's plan to advance ship or not. Well, there goes the Priest of Fire. Never mind. That makes my life easy. I will just take a Priest Power action. I need it eventually. Yeah, I actually think that's fine for me, though. Yeah, this seems fine. I can go trading post, and I can pass the water 2 action in order to get on the ship tile, because passing onto the ship tile here is very strong for me. So I think my next 2 moves are just trading post, pass onto the ship tile. That leaves me with 2 workers left over, plus I would still have 2 worker income, so I'd still have 4 workers into this round. I could advance ship several times and hopefully beat Fakirs to a couple hexes. Yeah, I think that'll work. Swarmlings take single dig here. It's fine. So I don't. So Nerdcube, you are correct that I don't need that priest very badly. The big issue was I agree. The big issue is I felt I needed to do something with my power rather than just make it all coins. But you are correct, actually. I could just make it all coins. It's not a big deal. The priest does cost an action. You're correct, and it might cost me. It might cost me this tile, and if it costs me this tile, then it is a bad trade. It's a very bad trade. Giving Fakir's power first feels totally fine. It does look like probably the rest of my opponents have more things to stay. Although Swarmlings maybe don't. The big issue here is Swarmlings does not have a clear game plan. I thought they would hard dig, but they just single dug because they don't really know what they're doing. They should be hard digging in my opinion, but who knows what they'll do. 5 power priest might have made sense. Correct. That is, Nerdcube's exactly right here. I didn't think through it hard enough. I'll admit, one of the slight issues I've had lately in terms of just streaming and playing this game is that I'm not as hyper focused as I should be, and it certainly costs me some things. Swarmlings does double dig, so Swarmlings is also kind of racing to the 2 key town now, I think, but they're 1 action behind. The downside is Swarmlings might pass right after this. The real question is, do Swarmlings pass onto the ship scoring tile, though, in any world? And I don't know the answer to that. It's a maybe. Fakirs are losing a couple yellows now, which was kind of a long-term prediction of where they started and what they've been doing. Fakirs look to have a lot of problems still. Ghostly Swarmlings is not a player that appears to know what they're doing in terms of playing particularly well, and that's fine. They're exploring, but yes, they opened with a temple and then they went to a sanctuary. They appear to just basically never be building the stronghold, and I'm sure that will lead to their demise. But these things happen. I'm getting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 power. I can take 7 power. Look at how that works out. 2 keys still feels very good here. Can do a lot with the cults. I have so many coins, especially if I pass for that ship tile, because I'm going to have to convert a bunch of power to coins. I might not even open next round with a coins action, depending on how things are set up, because I might just want to try to save power for double dig or even a worker's power action. You're kind of sad about not doing the Water 1 Air 1 temple? Yeah, that's fair. The Water 1 Air 1 temple is nice, but it's not that important right now. I can probably do it, round 5 or something. I mean, and if I don't get Water 1, I also just don't think I'm going to care that bad. Maybe I should. My point scoring opportunities are still, a little sketchy, so. Swarmlings did take another action here. They went for a single cult town, which I'm fine with. And it looks like I'll get the ship tile here unless Darklings is just not using any of their resources. But like Darklings could just build a temple for Water 1 here or something. I'm not quite sure why Darklings would pass. But we'll see. We took Act 5 over Act 6. We're passing up Act 4. What have I done with the real Randy games? Efficient actions are for chumps. Yeah, you know, look. Yeah, I don't have good defense here. Like, things are not great when your game is like taking all these kind of weird actions. But you know, I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Anyhow, I'm gonna skip this water 2 action. The water 2 action is, you know, just not worth securing a better pass tile here. I definitely take the ship tile. It's gonna be incredible for me. I'm gonna get to 3 shipping next round. So anyhow, I make 7 power. Well, actually, I'm gonna make 10 power. I think I'm actually converting 3 power to a worker then, right? I'm at a worker shortage more than I'm gonna be at a coin shortage, and then maybe I do just open with coins at that point. I'm not sure. I probably don't though. I'm still gonna have 1,000,000 coins. I'm gonna have like 20 coins at the start of next round. I'm not sure I take a coins action, although it still is good, but yeah, I think getting a worker there is actually pretty good though. I can continue to use more workers. Yeah, I have a water 2 action. It's fine. Coins might be alright if I want to go 3 shipping. It is a hell of a lot of coins. Hot take, are Fakir's in that much trouble? They're not in that much trouble, but they're in some trouble still, in my opinion. But we'll see. Yeah, Fakirs did waste a lot of their pre-stun cults, which is a bummer for sure. Nerdcube, you might be right. Maybe I'm still supposed to open coins. There is a bit of a concern if Fakirs actually meddle with some of my hexes, how much I'm going to regret not being able to double dig. But Fakirs don't have that many resources to be meddlesome. Yeah, I probably do still take coins too. The other reason to take coins is because one of the ways I can score this game is to just advance, like, to build a temple, to advance ship. Not advanced ship, but advanced digs, right? Like, some of the ways that I score are very coin intensive. And I still do. I mean, I have pretty good coin income with the 2 early trading posts here, but taking a coins action probably just can't be that wrong. The other reason to take a coins action here too is Darklings actually don't have excess coins, but they have excess power. So again, making sure to just take the most efficient power actions and make the other people that have Air 2 regret their lives is also pretty tempting to me. So we'll see. Stronghold Fakirs. Yeah, you can't see Fakirs not getting 3rd. Blah, blah, blah. Ghostly, you're getting your head around it. Yeah, look, I did not wind up at the strongest of tables today, Ghostly. And then on top of it, I'm making mildly questionable choices too, but we'll see. Yeah, I mean, chat, you're all correct. Like, you are correct that even in games where you think you have enough coins, for the most part, taking coins is like never wrong. I obviously got pretty salty like a week ago on stream when Fakirs took a coins action, and somewhat in hindsight, I should accept. Like, I think it's really hard for players to know they're in a situation where the coins action is actually bad, right? I think those situations exist, but I totally get that they're hard to identify. So I still was salty as hell about it though, because I think it really, like, I think it is part of what led to Fakirs taking 3rd that game and me taking 4th. So I'm still not happy about it, but I do understand, like thinking about it further, like we do, like part of learning to be a great player is to like put a very high emphasis on the coins action and make sure you take it often. So can't be too annoyed if you do wind up taking it when you shouldn't, I guess. But sad that it's gonna be a long round for me. Will Fakir's rush center red. Coins are good. E6 looks like a great hex. I don't know what E6 is. This is where I'm supposed to turn things on. E6 is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This thing? I don't know why I care about this. E5. Yeah, Fakirs might take E5, but then I probably just get this, and then I don't know if I care that much. This doesn't really get me anywhere beyond it's just a dwelling. I mean, this into these are fine. I mean, again, I'm in a slightly risky position here in that, yes, like, I could lose a couple key spots, and that could make my expansion pretty iffy, but I think I have just too many ways for it to go well that it's going to be hard for it to go too wrong. The other big issue is, like, Fakirs have to be worried about this for a town, although maybe this isn't a town. I mean, maybe Fakirs aren't making towns, I guess, but then if they're not making towns, then yeah, I guess, I don't know, their spades are going to go kind of random directions. We'll see what they do, but in order to make up extra points, are we pushing for more towns? Maybe. I mean, I wouldn't mind getting more towns, but the problem is there's not great town space for me. I mean, maybe this stretch here, right? This is just going to be 2 hexes, hopefully. So I would definitely consider this if it comes in a reasonable fashion. But like part of the problem is the track is not giving me any more. The track's not providing me any more workers or spade events, so it could be hard to achieve. 4-town chaos, are you riot? Well, sorry. Am I never taking Earth 1 on this account? Indeed, I never am, and that is going to continue to cause us some issues down the line. Anyhow, after some discussion and thinking about it, I mean, I'm gonna go triple ship, which is 12 coins, and then I want to build like a lot of dwellings, which is at least 8 coins, and that means I'll have no coins left, so I still can use these things for sure. The one downside is I can't double dig anymore, and there's a chance that I'm going to be able to double dig this round, because I mean Darklings aren't going to take it, so losing the ability to double dig is a sadness. But we'll see. Fakirs do take the priest, so there goes my dreams of getting a priest power action again. I kind of want a priest power action because I think Swarmlings are going to wind up beating me on water now. Like, I just haven't... I haven't sent enough priests to cults. I've only sent 1 priest to the cults this game. It's a little bit because I didn't build an earlier temple here either, but whatever. It's okay. You have it on good authority that they're coins. Yep. Blah, 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 blah. Too many hex. Too many names. 2 digs and a bridge. Fakirs aren't near that. Single dig seems just as good as dug. I agree that I think single dig this round is going to be totally fine, right? This hex being single dug is going to get me to enough other hexes that life is going to be just fine anyhow. Yes, completely agreed, Nerdcube. So economically, I think I'm going to be able to build 5 dwellings this round, almost whatever, as long as I can single dig. The big upshot to double dig is simply, I think it's going to give me better tempo on actually dreaming of a second town, and I would like a second town, so I'd like to be able to double dig. But the extra coins are definitely worth it, and then if I could get enough leech this round, that'd be pretty sweet. But we'll see how it plays out. My next move is definitely advanced ship, and if Fakirs don't defend this, I take it. Because I just want as many natural red hexes as I can get this game, right? But 7 dwellings with 2 ships and a dig. Yeah, I mean, I'm not getting 7 dwellings. I only have 5 workers, but Fakirs just fly. So they do leave me the red next to their landscape. That maybe does mean that Fakirs are rushing this, but as I said, I don't really think I care about this hex. Fakirs clearly do, because I mean, they want to fly here and then here. And I guess I care a little about this, because this would be, to be fair, this is the actual dream. Like if I get to 3 shipping and I go here, here, and then get here, this is a pretty sweet stretch too. Although, I mean, this is actually, I guess, very threaded by Swarmlings just double digging this, and this is just as good in terms of digs. So, yeah, you know what? Actually, I don't care. I'm just going to take this. I expect Fakirs are taking this regardless, and I don't think I have a preference on this versus this. Or do I? Maybe I am supposed to advance ship and force Fakirs to decide and commit, because they can only take one thing, really. I mean, they only have one spade this round, right? So, I mean, they probably are just taking this. And I still advance ship to 3 and just take a million, like, I get to a million places regardless. Is a worker power action viable? The worker power action isn't, because I think I need the... I probably need the dig this round. There's the Swarmling Stronghold. You're right. It did come. The town around Fakirs in the west is 3 coins worse, assuming adjacency on only 2 hexes. Yeah, I don't really think I care too badly about an extra expensive trading post, and I'm also not sure I care that bad about having to take fire too, but... I think I am going to wind up advancing ship here. I don't really care about this hex, and Fakirs are only going to take 1 red regardless. And I do actually think I care a decent bit about this or this. So I think I do want to rush to some of this stuff, or I want to rush... Well, actually, who's taking single dig? Nobody's taking single dig is the good news. But yeah, I've decided I will advance ship. I actually don't... Most of my hexes are not under that much threat, because Fakirs just can't actually threaten that many of them, so... scrap that. We have adjacency on 3 if we wrap around and take the green. I don't know where we're talking about anymore. Darklings could take single dig. Darklings could take single dig. I'm just, like, if they do that, that's fine. It's a terrible action for them. Swarmlings are going to have 10 power production and 5 power tokens. Oh yeah, that is true. Any chance I just take workers and advance dig next round? Maybe. Do you really think I have enough workers to justify that, though? My instincts are going to be not really, but... I don't know. Getting the extra priest will be nice, actually, off of this cult reward. To be honest, I wouldn't have, like... I kind of wish I could send a priest to water here, or that I had taken more steps up water, because getting an extra priest would be pretty good. Fakirs did take this. I need this hex pretty badly. I don't think they can actually take it, but I should secure this. Plus, Swarmlings are going to build next to me, and every dribble of power right now is actually quite valuable, if I can get any, so... 4 is a lot of workers, much like 7 is a lot of coins. Yeah, I agree. The problem with advancing dig is that it's just a lot. It's a lot of workers. Well, because the other problem is then I need to use workers for digs. So, like, it's a lot of workers. Now, to be fair, do I maybe get the 2 worker tile, and then that really helps fuel it? Yeah, but... Isn't F3 important enough to use? Is this thing? Well, so I mean, F3 is important, but who the hell is taking this hex? Fakirs are the only ones that can touch this hex, and they literally can't. I'm also gonna have only like 9 coins. I'm gonna have more than that, but is 2 ship not enough for now? So that's an interesting question. I mean, the problem is this ship advance is so good points wise. The extra priest is good, but is it that good? This stream almost became PG-13 right there. You get 1 F-bomb. Oh my god, there's a lot in chat. I get a 2-for-1, I take it. So I can double dig now. Double dig also really opens up the math Because I don't actually need this hex anymore is my theory. I think the plan now is actually take this and double dig this and then get here and never take this at all. The way that I get double dig is to use my water 2 action on water or fire. And then I just double dig around. I think setting up this town is very much worth it though. If I can just double dig this hex, I think this town's pretty in the books. Yeah. We're going to thank the Darklings for giving us power. This looks like a pretty big mistake actually from Super Fishy. Giving me that 2 power makes, I think, my round significantly better. So, hot tub stream when? Never. Well, probably never. I don't know. Who wants a hot tub stream? I don't, but whatever. Anyhow, there was a lot of chat. I still haven't fully caught up. The 2 ship idea is very reasonable, but I think the 3rd ship is just too many points that I'm going to go for it, even as much as I want to send a priest to water to get an extra priest back. It's not that important for me, so. Fakirs don't go for the trading post tile, which also means that there's... I think that makes my chances of getting Darkling's tile pretty good here. Which also is going to do some stuff, but it's amazing that I keep up with your nonsense as well as I do. Well, thanks. Again, I will admit, like, I do think my elo takes a slight hit from streaming, which is fine because I don't care that badly. I did care back in the days when I hit 700, but I achieved all my goals there. But yeah, it is tough to be like as focused and hyper precise, I think, as you really need to be. So like when NerdCube is pointing out slightly better lines for me, I do regret some of the things I do on some of these streams, because yeah, focus too much on other stuff. But whatever, it's part of the fun. Part of the fun of streaming is that I'm talking and whatever, we're all learning how to play better is together, etc., etc. So. Super Fishy makes a town. Makes a lot of sense. Curious what town it's going to be. Super Fishy had to use a lot of power as coins this round, which loops back around to the idea of I wonder if Fire 1 was just better. But, I don't know. It's probably fine. Curious what town it is, though. Super Fishy doesn't really need much. Super Fishy maybe does want a ship town to be able to... Oh, takes a coin town. Well, you know how I feel about that, but it does look like Super Fishy's probably going to connect this game because nobody's going to stop them from taking this hex and connecting. So, it's something. Gosh, yeah, I'm going to have reds that I just can't build on this round, which is cool, but... Maybe a setting to highlight all messages from Big Cube would help. Yeah, so the part of the tricky part about streaming is on some level I don't really want chat to be like helping me too much though. I find a weird ethical balance of like, technically I'm playing Arena, it's a big tournament and now I'm getting like advice sometimes. So like, I don't want to like just have NerdCube tell me how to play because then I think that doesn't hit very well. I already feel bad enough when chat like gives me actually useful advice and it potentially helps me beat somebody that I maybe otherwise would have lost to. Anyhow, I'm gonna take this cult step and I guess I'm gonna go up fire with it because I should probably just at this point be focused on trying to win fire and earth. Stream chat has only gotten busier over the past couple months with more viewers. Pretty awesome that there's 40 of us. Yeah, I agree. I get a surprising number of viewers and I really appreciate it all. And I love that the chat is active. I think it makes it all way more exciting, but yes, it does make it harder. Weber is shaking his fist about not securing the green. Coin Town is Darklings is basically bad ship town. Allowing Darklings to connect. Yeah, not taking that green maybe does have some downstream effects here. Given that I have the shipping pass tile, you think NerdCube's line was less efficient? That's what Teammate Thursdays are for? Indeed, NerdCube. That is what Teammates Thursday. When chat gives actually useful advice, rare, but it happens. It happens a decent bit, right? But I mean, there's also stuff that's not. You guys also love to suggest 4 towns when I can't and water 2 when I shouldn't, and like, to be fair, everybody, I've gone water 2 for once, right? Like, Earth 1 is clearly better than water 2, and this is the account where I'll satisfy your nonsense. Anyhow, you think arena is a tournament on the scale of something, not very serious and low stakes. I agree with that. That's why I don't feel particularly bad about streaming these games. Like, okay, Swarmlings are going to take the big building tile, so that's not going to work out for me. But, oh well. I can't possibly do anything else here, so... but yeah, as for the idea that arena is like a big tournament or whatever, I agree. It's not that serious, and I don't think I'm actually getting a competitive advantage from streaming for precisely the reasons I've been laying out, in that I think it actually tends to make me a slightly weaker player by distracting me. But I can see how if the chat was like actually helpful and I kept taking like actually good suggestions, it could make me a better player. So that's why I say I just have slight twinges every once in a while when I am getting told and follow better lines than what I otherwise was about to do. But overall, I don't worry about it too much. But yeah, FNM is Friday Night Magic. Got it. He did it, people. He took the action that gives you 2 digs. We win. Yes, Weber, I did. I took double dig. I'm also setting up another town. Right? You got to be happy about that. It's another town. 2 digs is a lot more digs than 1 dig. Excellent. I'm glad that the chat is here to be able to do this sort of math for me. If Swarmlings decides that he has to go for coins instead of going for points, that would be glorious, but I assume he's going to go for the points. Yeah, he does. So, slight bummer on that front, because yeah, I can't totally score without pass points, but all right, team. There's a lot of red hexes still. Just a lot. I don't know which ones I'm supposed to take. I guess I like need this one for sure. And then blocking fakirs from towning is tempting, but advancing ship and securing some of these other ones is tempting too, but I guess that's what I do next round. I think I still advance ship here just because it's so many points, but the Priest of Water still is mildly tempting to me. But I think I just do this right now because the points are great here. I need a lot of workers, and unfortunately there's just a lot of coins. I probably am just passing for the spade. I think advancing ship is a little too aggressive, or advancing digs, and I don't think advancing digs does me a hell of a lot here. I think really next round I basically just want to take this heck. Like, what I can do next round is I can actually just, I could build this, and dig this, and then I could just pass back onto the ship tile, and then open the final round, maybe with water 1, air 1, or just air 1, fire 2, finish off a town, probably advance dig at that point, maybe contest network. I think all of that makes more sense here. So yeah, I think the spade again is just fine. Because I need 1 spade, and that's all I really need. So I think that's what I do. And then I try to get back on the ship tile, hopefully. I think that's a pretty good sequence. Also, the 7 coins are turning out to be correct there, I think, right? I wound up with only 5 coins, so the 7 coins was valuable. Okay, anyhow, the fact that I'm playing on my Chumps account probably cancels out the rare helpful advice I have. Well, yeah, that too. Swarmlings are down to 4 power tokens. This is a counting stream. You're always here for that. You see 2 towns, only 2 more to go. Ooh boy. Darkland Caterpillar Town coming up. Yep. Blah, blah, blah. The right red seems better if I would dream of a 3rd town and beat yellow on the right. Oh, I am not... I have water 2 to use. I already used water 2. That's how I got enough for double dig. Opening water 1, fire 2 into 4 towns on the last round seems reasonable. It's not, but that would be fun. Favorite thing about water 2 is not using it. I used it. I used water 2. I didn't skip water 2, everybody. All right, chat, you missed it. Remember, I did water 2 on fire cults, so I would have enough power to double dig. That's the only way I was able to get double dig. I needed somebody to give me, because I was at max power. I took coins. I needed at least 4 more power. I got 2 power from Darklings, and then I got 2 power from going up a cult. That was water 2. Anyhow, what happened? Super Fishy did get a much needed coins action. I mean, this is still a very good Darklings game. I might just be losing to it, but my game's still pretty fun right now, so we'll see where it winds up. What did Fakirs do? I didn't pay attention. They bought another priest. Fine. Although, gosh, again, can we talk about how tough it has been to get priests this game? But single dig from Swarmlings, taking this gray. That's fine by me. I can take this red or this red. I need to take this gray, but I just don't think Fakirs have any actual desire to take this. I don't think Fakirs are that interested in any of my hexes, but I guess this is the one I'll take first. Okay, that's fair. Look at the cult bonus coming in here. Yeah, all this power that I don't really need. It's gonna be great. But I could take. I mean, I could take the water 2-step and hit 8-step on Earth. That's something I can do. It's not good, but this stream is a democracy. I don't remember when I let that happen, but. Swarmlings are paying for Leech and also just used Act 5, immediately converted worker to coin. Yeah. I mean, Swarmlings, I'm not going to lie, guys, I kind of stopped commenting on Swarmlings game. I mean, it's to the point where, like, Swarmlings is just not a particularly good player, right? And they've been making lots of mistakes. And it's fine to point them out, but I don't particularly feel the need to. It's clear that they're just a very different class of player, and at a certain point it's just kind of bashing a bad player for making bad moves repeatedly, and I try not to do that too much. I already feel occasionally like I get yelled at for being a little too bashy of players, so I've tried a little bit to cut back on focusing too much on actually bad players just constantly, misjudging things, because, well, that's just what happens. Anyhow, I'm going to keep taking the free red hexes because I do have some network aspirations this game, although losing this into this is a little painful because my network... Basically, the problem is I don't actually have any more free reds the rest of this game unless I get to this one, and getting to this one is not actually really a thing. Oh, Fakir's joined us. Look at that. Okay, we don't even need expensive trading posts, although I don't know how many trading posts I want to build yet, so. Anyhow. How do we create a poll? When I use my water 2 bump on fire and has 15 power income, does he remember to get down confirmed? Vote yes, no. Yeah, look, I don't think we can make a poll, so. Swarmlings may end up with more points than you think. That too, right? Like, Swarmlings still have another town. They have pretty good cults. They're passing for a bunch here. Like, I don't know. It's not good, but it's... Yeah, I think we also... Yeah, I think a lot of us experts are a little too used to, like, oh, you have to play the game this way in order to get the best results. But the alternative lines are not as terrible as you'd think. They're bad, but it's sort of like my Dwarf Stronghold opening, right? I still scored, a 125 or something. Like, it's not as awful as you'd think. But yeah. Anyhow, my next move is to take this, and then I really do think I just pass back onto the ship tile. I mean, the water 2 bump is nice, but it's not that important. I very well might just be templing for water 3, earth 3 next round. And then, well, I would rather temple for water 1, air 1, but then I'll just make another temple for fire 3, earth 3. And just not care that much. So we'll see. But I guess I could also temple this round for water 1, air 1, but when you get a temple round next round, probably just do it then. Plus, passing onto the ship tile still is very important to me, I think. So, but yeah, let's make sure we secure this town. Getting another town seems sweet. Maybe I'll actually get this priest town. It looks like I can get at least a... It looks like I'll get one of these 4 towns as well, which is all I should need. My points are still well on track, or my economy is well on track. My points are, you know, iffy. I'm only at 67. I mean, I have 67 without a scoring favor, so, you know, that's part of it here. But yeah. Red to yellow. What red hex? Oh, this red hex disappeared. Fakirs are attempting a town over here. That's fine by me. It's not a big concern. Although, maybe it should be. I mean, are Fakirs scoring too many points still? I don't know. Maybe. Maybe the whole Stronghold Fakirs is still going to work. Their network is pretty good. I really do need more spades next round. Because I really want to, build stuff. Oh, I forgot that the Stronghold also gives me a portal. Although, yeah, the portal's useless, so. But yeah, I'm going to wind up with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 things on my board, probably. Maybe I get down to 4, but... Yeah, I'm actually not going to have incredible network here, because I think Darklings and Fakirs might beat me on network. So then I'm expecting 24 call points here, I think. 2 first, 2 seconds. But that still leaves me a lot of room to catch up, so we'll see. You like that from Fakirs? Yeah, this is quite nice from Fakirs, because yeah, they have another flight now. They have a very likely town. Swarmlings gets their other town up here, and presumably is taking probably another cult town would be my guess, but we'll see what they choose. I 100% pass onto the ship tile. 9 more points here is great. My power is going to be awkward. I'm going to convert 2 power to coins and then still probably overproduce, but that's fine. I can't risk losing the ship tile just to take a water 2 action that I don't really need. It is a coin town from Swarmlings, so I'm a fan of that. People can take as many coin towns as they want because coins are not my issue. So yeah, we convert. Oh, I did get a free power. That's actually pretty helpful, I think, because now I can earn 10 power, and I still have too much power income because I'm passing onto the ship tile, but whatever. It's at least a little better. Yeah, I still have free actions, but I don't want them. Okay, I probably open next round with another coins action because I want to build temples. I probably do just want to advance dig for points. I might even wind up taking a workers action or a workers town yet, because yeah, I think I have a lot of goals on that front. Oh, Darklings are going to carve out a whole town yet. That's ugly. I'm not a fan of that. Decline. How bad for Darklings is it if I take this hex on them? They can just town by going here, and then they can connect by going here. So it doesn't matter that much. If I could cut Darkling's connection off by taking this hex, I would think very hard about doing that at the start of next round. But Darklings are still having a very good game then, because they're still going to probably build 2 trading posts here and have a big amount of pass points. They'll get 2 towns next round. They're going to have pretty good network. Oh well. There's a lot of towns coming in next round. Fakirs are up to 93 points too, which is a bit of a concern. Fakirs will probably get a town next round, and they get at least 1 more flight. Maybe Fakir's network's not going to be that great. I don't know. Like, the network race here is messy, and my ability to put dwellings out is limited because of the fact that all my free reds have been taken by me now, or are gone. So again, sorry, there's 1, but I just can't really reach this guy. The only way I can reach this is basically like take this, and then at that point I've taken 3 spades for 3 hexes, which I still have plenty of options on how to get, like, there's plenty of gray hexes left that are just a spade for a hex. So we'll see how it goes. Darklings can triple dig F5 and still connect on 3 ship. You guess it would cost so much it would still mess with them. Yeah, I think it messes with them, but the problem is it hurts me a good bit to take this, right? It's not that efficient for me to take this from them. Like, I have to pass on a coins action in order to do it, and then take double dig for 8. Oh, actually, I don't even have a dwelling, so what am I talking about? Like, I can't really do anything to them. So yeah, never mind. I'm just going to open next round with coins. Hope I can take the last copy of Water 1 at that point, although maybe Fakirs beat me to it. Yeah, am I actually supposed to open next round with Water 1, Air 1? That's possible. It might be that I'm supposed to open Water 1, Air 1 and skip the coins action. I'm not sure. My instincts are to not do that, but it's possible that the coins action is just basically 1 point of resources for me, right? Because I think I want to build 2 temples and then 3 trading posts. That's 19. And then 2 dwellings is 23. And then I might want to advance digs, though. So that's 33 coins. Okay, I don't have 33 coins. I can definitely take a coins action. Also, 2 temples, 3 trading posts is 10 workers. The dwellings are 12 workers. Advanced dig is 16 workers. Then I need spades, so I need like 18 workers. I produce 9 and I have 4. I'm way behind on that front too. Okay, so I might have too big of goals here, so I'm not sure what I'm gonna do. You think if we don't get Water 1, Air 1, we're sunk? Darkly, you think Fakirs will be taking Fire 2, not Water 1? That's kind of my opinion too. I don't actually think Fakirs want Water 1. But I don't know. I mean, there's a chance that Fakirs... Do Fakirs even build a temple? They need to build 2 trading posts and 2 dwellings. And get a spade. They don't have that many coins. I'm not even sure if Fakirs are building a temple. One danger of making 2 temples is we might win a cult. This is not a cult winning stream. Hey, I can sometimes close out cults. I mean, to be fair, right? The whole point of taking the second temple is just to go Fire 3 Air, or Fire 3 Earth 3. And maybe I shouldn't go Fire 3 Earth 3. Maybe it's not that important. I don't know. It feels worth it for Chaos Magicians to just close out cults, but yeah, regardless, I think I have to just go coins. All that stuff that I listed is very expensive. And maybe I'm cutting the advanced digs out of the whole game plan. It's possible that I do that too, but Fakirs do take the spade over the big building tile, so that's also a bummer. Darklings do get to pass onto the big building tile, which is a big sad for me. Fakirs have to take the points here, not the spade. That's not good. Yeah, the fact that Darklings get to pass on to the big building tile is not good at all. I mean, I think Darklings are probably just winning the game, right? They still have 2 towns coming in. They have good priest production. They have good economy. They're going to have pass points here. They're going to have pass points next round. They're going to do well enough on network. I mean, the only thing they don't have is cults, but it does look like Darklings will just win this game. But that happens. The pass tiles, they timed pass tiles well, and they did some good stuff. As much as I, didn't really like the Air 2. Still don't really think I like the Air 2 that much, but everything else has been very good for Darklings. Even with how low they got bid down, still looks like they're doing very well. So take the green spot, make it tough for them. So again, I can't actually do that because I don't have a dwelling. So Although Darklings also don't have a dwelling now. I'm really surprised he went for that hex. It's just not an important hex to him. He needs to connect, right? I mean, he hasn't connected yet. Yeah, so I agree. Part of the problem here is, like, even if I take this hex, Darkling still connects by just going here. Again, I said earlier, like, if I could take this and it blocked Darklings from connecting, I would do it. But they still can connect here. Darklings probably still could just town here because I'm not taking all those hexes. And I'm just taking coins. I've decided I still have enough use for them, so. And then I still am going to go Temple. I'm going to go Temple for Water 1, Air 1. Then maybe I build a trading post, and then, only then at that point will I be prepared to actually, like, take a hex and build a dwelling. So I think Darklings are just going to get away with all that. But we'll see. Kind of think Darklings have just won anyhow. They're at 104. He can probably build the stronghold somewhat happily. He could build Temple Air 1. I guess he is being a bit risky on his town / connection, but also Swarmlings do not have ship, so I cannot make it blue. Swarmlings have never advanced ship, so. Darkling's getting all these towns without fire too is also pretty sweet for them. But yeah, my next move is Water 1, Air 1. And then maybe it is just build some trading posts at that point. Building the Earth 1 or building the Earth 3 Fire 3 temple is a little painful. It's fine, but it's also not clear to me that I need to build that temple to lock out those cults. Like, I'm not sure. Swarmlings does have a lot of priests. I have a decent number of priests, but I do kind of want advanced dig. Yeah, maybe, I don't know. Maybe I'm supposed to go to the temple. It turns out that I could use a hell of a lot more workers still, which is not shocking. It's the one downside of the fact that I built those trading posts in round 3 for the town. It led to a game-long worker issue, although it did kind of solve my game-long coin issue, so I'm not that sad, but I can wait and see on the cults. Yeah, that part's true. I can kind of wait to see what other people commit to. The one danger is if, like, Swarmlings goes Temple Earth 3, all of a sudden things get a little muckier, although, yeah, well, because I can't take Earth 2, right? And so especially if the priest spot disappears, right? I don't know. It's probably fine, but Fakirs are just going to secure their hex. It's welcome. That means Water 1 definitely is coming my way. Oh, wait, Fakirs don't build, though. That's... Oh, because they can't build. But they're just worried that Swarmlings would double dig it, which I guess fair enough. Swarmlings could have considered double digging it to get out their next town. Swarmlings are at... Well, Swarmlings probably need to fire 2 for their next town, right? They're at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, so they probably fire 2 and then build a manual trading post. But we'll see. Regardless, I'm going to beat Swarmlings on network at least, so I have those points. But yeah, the network fight otherwise is intriguing. Darklings are going for a stronghold, which I kind of thought they were going to, but it's a little intriguing because Darklings maybe does need this hex now. Because this is how Darklings are going to build a trading post, and then they're going to try to take this hex to connect. Oh, but no, they do have the landscape. So yeah, never mind. I still can't block them. They have too many priests. It's not worth it. So back to they're not worth blocking, and we take Water 1, Air 1. There still is a copy of Earth 1. Ugh, can't take it. Can't take it, but that is a little wild. Just put their landscape on the gray if they need. Yeah, that's what I realized, Ghostly. The problem is with Darklings having a landscape, it gives them too many options here. So they're the dark. Actually, I mean, to be fair, never mind. To be fair, the Darklings are just double digging this next action, right? That's what they should do. Darklings should be just double digging this, putting their landscape. Then they'll build a trading post, get their town, put out another dwelling or two or something, depending on what they do, and yeah, they'll be well on their way to a great game. One other non-chump in this game. Indeed, there is one other non-chump. You've not done the math. If the game is really two-player, blocking Darkling's connection could be worth it. Again, I can't block Darkling's connection. I just can't. There's just no way. Like, I keep looking at that, and there's just no way for me to do that. And also, it's far from clear that I've beat Fakirs yet. Huh. I do think Darklings is doing this incorrectly. Darklings definitely should take this hex. I mean, I guess they just don't want to give me power, but there's no good reason for Darklings to take that, in my opinion. It leaves Darklings a little on edge for connection, but the problem is Darklings can still connect here or here, and I just can't possibly block both. And the thing is, Darklings still have 11 network even as this, so like, I don't know, blocking them doesn't do me much yet, but yeah, again, E3 is also connection. That's the problem. Anyhow, what else happened? Because I should be paying attention. Swarmling's got another cult town. That's fine. Did they go fire too? I assume that's how it happened. Yeah. It's not clear to me that I need to do this other temple stuff. I think I probably do just build 2 trading posts and try to get double dig. Although, so if I do that, that gets rid of 2 more structures, but I still have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 left on my board. Fakirs are likely to get down to only 4 things left on their board. Maybe. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I can play for network here. Or, like, make more of a network. I maybe should just accept that I'm beating Swarmlings and then just build a bunch of trading posts, advanced digs, maybe build another temple, and just ignore all the rest of these dwellings because they don't score me points and they're pretty painful to get out. But anyhow, regardless, after all that blabbing and talking, let's just start making our town. There is still a priest town, and there's still an 11-point town. And there's only 2 towns left to come. Okay, well, that part's good. Worker power action here from advancing digs. Yeah, maybe that was right. I'd like to build 2 more trading posts, I think, for my town, right? So that's 4 workers, and then I might temple. That's 6 workers, and then this would be 10 workers. And then I might want to rebuild the trading post, would be 12 workers. So yeah, I could use a worker's power action here. Oh wait, Juan didn't make his town yet? Oh, that's awkward. Whoops. Okay, so there is a race on the good towns. Oh, or maybe not. What did he take? Did he take a ship town? Okay, well that's good news. Him shipping in order to connect is, I think, pointless. Because he's not going to beat anybody on network anyhow. So that's a good break for me though, because yeah, I really want one of these good towns very badly. So it's rough playing a no Earth 1 game where the final scoring is temples. Yeah. I mean, I knew what I was getting into. Is Air 3 worth it? If I can win Air, maybe we have a shot at 4 cults. You mean 3 cults, obviously, but go Air 3, Fire 3, Priest Air, and then hope nobody can test me on Earth. Yeah, that's a possible idea too. Yet, it's really hard for me to know what Swarmlings are gonna do, and I think I can wait to see what Swarmlings do before I commit to whatever temple I'm gonna go for. Oh wait, oh no, that was just from Fire 2, right? Yeah. Okay. I have the double key town. Who are you talking about? You forgot swarms had taken water. Okay. I should be paying attention more what everybody else is doing. Blah blah blah. Fakir's built trading post, and then Darklings sends priest to Earth. Okay, team. That's sketchy as hell. I don't trust that for an instant. Are Darklings going Earth 3 here? My instincts tell me that's probably what's coming. Why is he going Earth 3 over compete? Well, maybe he just doesn't need to contest more network. Although he hasn't connected yet. He can't possibly justify Earth 3 here, can he? He has to build trading post dwelling in order to connect. Why would you send a priest to Earth? It feels wrong to me, but maybe it's right. How much do I care if he takes Earth 3? I think it just dooms him, right? Or does it not? Will he have enough stuff at that point? If he goes Earth 3, he only has one worker. So he'd have to use power to take workers. So maybe I just take the workers here now, right? Like, I know I want these workers. And then if I take these workers, I don't think there's any way that he can justify going Earth 3. Swarmlings have 3 keys, blah, blah, blah. They might lose network if they go for that. Maybe take the priest action, gets tight for them. I think I want Darklings to take Earth 3. I agree. Getting at least 3rd on Earth gives him 2 points back. Surely he's just securing 2nd on Earth. I think that's what he's doing, but I'm not sure. Two dig both to gray. So the problem with two dig, actually, yeah, two digging both to gray might have worked. That's true. Yeah, I might have missed that line. Using double dig to turn both those greens to gray might have been enough. Although, so part of the problem with even that line, the issue with that is I still only have 11 network and Darklings also have 11. So like, I don't know. It's a lot of resources just to be messing with them. I don't know. This is a very messy endgame right now still, because yeah, there's so many ways a lot of this stuff could resolve. I'm not totally sure what resources everybody's gonna put into what. And so like the balance of network and cults is very tricky. Gotcha. Okay, so I mean, you're right. You guys are all right. I'm just freaking out. So Darklings just sent that priest because they're just a different player than I am. I would never risk a priest there when I'm already being risky about my connection. Like, at best, that was a 2-point play, right? Like, at best. And it's possible it's less than that. And the priest is always 2 points, and the priest is part of what's been guaranteed that he can connect. So I would never risk that. As Darklings, I definitely would have just gone trading post. I mean, I guess he's convinced he can still just go trading post and build dwelling and use his 2 workers on one of these 2 hexes, but yikes. That's what I have to say about that. Yikes. Anyhow, Darklings are going to win network anyhow, though. He still gets, 5 more points for building that stuff. 125, passes, 133, wins network. That's 151. And then 153, I don't know, 157, 159-ish. 159 is a clear win here. Swarmlings are going temple. Almost has to be Earth 3. Oh, it's air 1. They didn't have air 1 yet. That makes a lot of sense. Okay, that's fine. With the 6 for 5 we're going to offer them. Nice. It's possible that I'm not going to offer them a 6 for 5 yet. I really don't know. The cults, again, are just, they are a huge mess. I mean, I guess Swarmlings is for sure locking up air, right? So there is no world where I'm going to steal air from them anymore, partly because of what I've done. I guess I could send Priest to air here, and I mean, they're just going to respond with a Priest to air, though, so I don't think it matters. Fakirs go Priest to Fire. I mean, that's my cue to close out Fire Cult, unfortunately. I don't really want to take Fire 1, but... or Fire 3, but I'm going to now. And it turns out, well, I could give Fakirs a free power. Oh, yeah, Fakirs can't even take it. Okay, well... Alright, I can take Fire 3. And then it might actually be Air 3, though. I mean, Air 3 almost certainly involves Swarmlings just sending another Priest Air, but Air 3 doesn't look necessary anymore. Swarmlings can't build another temple? Swarmlings can build another temple, but even if they take Earth 3, they'll have nothing left, and then I still have a cult step for Earth. Darklings don't have extra priests. Fakirs can't possibly... yeah, so nobody can beat me on Earth anyhow, so I do just take Air 3. And then, yeah, I can just cult step up Earth, and I'll be fine. Anyhow, though, yeah, I mean, Darklings again have... oh, I forgot Darklings priest points, too. Darklings are over 160 here, which is pretty wild. How did Darklings have, like... I did not think Darklings were going to score 160 on this sort of track. The track was, like, good, but not incredible. But I guess 3 towns win network. It's a pretty good game, but it's still surprising to me. They did start pretty low. I thought Darklings got bid too low, but clearly I'm wrong, because Darklings are still going to get to like a 160. Fakirs were very generous to them. Yeah, that's fair. I mean, Fakirs gave them a lot of leech and did not cause them any issues. It's all in the coin town. I mean, the fact that Darklings did get this late town is quite generous, right? Fakirs could have chose to carve out this town and never did. Fakirs actually spent just as many spades carving this town out as they would have carved this. Although, I guess this town did give them one more hex that they otherwise wouldn't have got, but... Swarmlings were also very kind to Darklings. Just looking at this is the Stronghold and Sanctuary are right next to Darklings. I was like, Darklings are they just got all the leech this game. I mean, I got a lot of early leech too. It's part of why I'm having a good game, but I think I'm just taking second here. I think Super Fishy played a very nice Darklings game, and yeah, things worked out. I still, like I said, I'm not even sure about the Air 2 play. I really do think Fire 1 was probably just more coins, but he did get 8 coins action at least, and maybe there was 2, so maybe it was still fine. And it did come with a worker, so. The 11-point town, so I'm getting the 9-point town, which, it's fine. Darklings almost have to go here. Swarmlings did close out air, as they had to. Curious what Darklings are thinking about here. Feels like Darklings have to take here, or take this hex. Or this hex, I guess. I get free power that way, sure. That's fine. But anyhow, that is what Darklings are doing. Darklings will take the Priest power action on the wheel, just because it gives them 1 extra point. But, I mean, I can't. I'm not beating Darklings anyhow. Darklings getting a Priest is not a concern to me. Doesn't actually do anything, so... I think I just make my town. Fire 2 looks kind of sad for Fakirs. They're about to have to build 2 trading posts, so they would have had that town anyway. Water 1 was gone. Water 1 was gone, but it still feels like Fire 2 was wrong for Fakirs. I mean, they need to build a trading post just so they can fly. So, like, it still seems like you just take Air 1, right? If you have to build 1 more trading post. But I guess they also maybe thought they were going to get fire. I don't know. I mean, regardless, whatever. I mean, Fakirs are still having a pretty good game, too. I'm not even 100% sure I'm second. I should be second, right? I still have a 9-point town. I think I can advance digs twice. I pass for 13 or at least 12. I have 24 cult points. I have 6 networks. I have 30 post game, 39, 45, 50 something, maybe advanced digs, so maybe another 60 some points. Yeah, I mean, I'm over 140, maybe into the 150s, but yeah, not the 160s. So. But hey, whatever. I've had a fairly fun game at least. I think the starting spot worked out about what I thought. I thought if I got some decent shipping, I would be able to expand because there was just so many hexes that I could sneak around through. I think the game plan of kind of building up early and really just shipping and hitting all the dwellings during the mid game was fine. Late temples is always kind of okay for chaos because you like to build temples anyhow. The late water one is very helpful to me, admittedly, but there's still a late earth one if anybody wanted it. But yeah, I don't know. It's been a solid game where we just got outclassed by a Darklings player that, you know, basically got to live the Darklings dream, right? I mean, connecting on 2 ship is always preferable too, rather than 4 ship, and just build some big towns. Swarmings is being very slow here at the end of the game in terms of deciding what moves to take. But, oh well. Hey, Loki, buddy. Gotta come over here. Come on, bud. Hello, Lokers. Hi. Sit. Stay. Can you look up at the camera? Sit. Okay, good boy. All right. Ugh. The end of this game is dragging a little. I mean, I wasn't the fastest either, but like Super Fishy just takes the priest here, right? Like, what are we waiting on? Like, take the priest, dig. There's nothing else to do. There we go. All right. Speaking of nothing else to do, I can just double check that I have a priest. I do. I 100% am building this town. There's a priest. All right. Loki is a fan of the streaming, you reckon? What a good doggo. Loki's a very good dog, yes. I'm very happy to have him around. He has, you know, like everything, he has some problems, but he's a good boy. He's not a huge fan of the streaming, but he's a big fan of the treats, so yeah. But yeah, this game's going just a little longer than I wanted it to. We're a little over 2 hours already, and we got a couple more minutes here left at least, which is fine, but not quite as fast of a game as I hoped, although again, as always, I'm not the one helping that along the most, but Juan here at the end in particular is being very slow. I don't know if he's having bad internet or what. I guess it kind of looks like bad internet, but anyhow, the point being, it's definitely time for dinner, and I'm surprised Loki wasn't barking at me yet, but I also need to get off and make dinner, so hopefully we'll be able to wrap this up quickly. I mean, I guess Juan still has 2 actions left because he can do some stuff on cults, but could I perhaps win air with different sequencing? Like, was the worker action contested? This slow play by Swarmlings is brutal. Yeah, I agree. Like, Juan, just pass or take your actions. Like, what's happening here? Like, I don't want to boot him, obviously, but I want the game to end. So, like, just pass, please. Like, okay, took his action, but I guess, whatever. I guess I'll just let it be. But I agree. It's like this slowdown at the end is very like kind of unexplained and very annoying. Like I don't know if he's just distracted while he's doing something else or like what. But if you've stopped playing, just pass. Otherwise, I mean, he's gonna, I guess, try to fight Darklings on Earth. Which, for the record, this is why I just don't like Darklings Priest. Like it was a guaranteed 2 points on the ground, and it was a possible points on the cult. But I mean, whatever. Darklings, again, still won the game anyhow, but Fakirs basically have a flight left to do, I believe. Yeah, they just fly. They get down to 4 structures. Darklings are at 3. My ability to get down more structures is very non-existent. It looks like my best bet is to probably build this trading post because it's a 4-point trading. Oh, I forgot Fakirs had this hex too. That's sad that Fakirs... So this is the other reason that Fakir's temple looks quite bad. If Fakirs had just built another trading post, they could have taken the priest town, and then they could have flown, and they could have tied Darklings on network. So yeah, this fire 2 looks very bad. Maybe I guess they got some of the power back from the temple, but no, they'd still have extra coins. Yeah, I think Fakirs did. I think Fakir's definitely messed up by building a temple over a trading post and do another flight and tie for network. But, oh well. Anyhow, Darkling's dig, very predictable. That makes sense. I said I would just build a trading post. I don't have great locations. Free power, here we go. There's free. And then the problem is I wanted to, in my dreams, advance dig twice, but I don't have quite enough stuff for that. So I'm going to fall just short of that dream, which is a real bummer. But oh well. That's a little hard to see as Fakirs. The implications are huge, but you think it's an easy to make mistake. I do agree. It's an easy to make mistake. Like, just take fire 2. It's a temple round, right? So you have 4 less points. By building another... Like, the temple was 4 points. So I guess the other thing is actually it's more than 4 points because the fire 2 is the only thing that kept Swarmlings from trying to pass Fakirs. So maybe it's not even as big of a deal as I think, but I do think the trading post must have been better, but oh well. All right. I advanced digs, and then I believe, yeah, the regrettable thing is I only have 3 coins. I have 2 workers in the priest. Yeah, I'm 1 coin short, 1 power short, and I can't get a power with my cult step. So that's actually a bummer here. Advancing dig 1 more time would be nice. Instead, I actually just have... it turns out the worker action maybe was unnecessary, but oh well. I really can't use any of these resources, I don't think. I could build another temple. But then that's not worth it either. So I think I just pass. Passing with all these priests and stuff just feels real bad, but I don't see what else I can do, so. A temple is 4 points. Temple costs 2 points of resources and 1 point of air. Gains 4 points. It's slightly point positive. Net 3. Resources are only worth 1. The resources are worth 2, but you guys are right. I could get 1 more point if I built a temple still. Although, can I build a temple? let's ask ourselves, am I actually allowed to build the temple? Okay, I am. So the reason I might not have been able to build the temple is that I would have had to take Earth 1. Mike, I could not advance digs. That's the whole point. This is not enough to advance digs. That's the problem. I would have loved to advance digs, but I'm 1 coin short. Yeah, I'm very close. I'm literally 1 power short even. It's not even just 1 coin. But, I mean, ultimately, whatever. I have second by a pretty good margin, and I'm way behind Darklings anyhow. So, I mean, yeah, I was almost to 151 at least, but 164 is too much. So, this is why I should have taken Earth 3 instead of Air 3. That's 1 extra half leech. Yeah, actually, that's true. I think that is correct. Pointless discussion. I mean, focusing on some of this is important. I mean, trying to steal air was correct. I mean, I needed quite a few more points here. We'll try to do a quick breakdown without taking too long. Yeah, everybody was kind of, never mind. Everybody kind of took the same amount of time. I just didn't have anybody fast this game to help things along, but that's okay. Darklings did get 3 coins actions, which I didn't totally see. So maybe their whole Air 2 thing did pay off more than I thought. That's obviously very good. The fact that our opponents didn't take that stuff is painful. Swarmlings using all their power to digs rather than taking coins and advancing dig is a little sad, but whatever, it happens. But I do think Darklings were able to exploit the lack of pressure on... The Darklings were able to exploit the lack of pressure on the coins, and that's often Darklings' biggest issue, right? So I think that's a lot of what we saw here. Darklings also, yeah, had very good power via structures, so that helped a lot. And then the rounds, everybody actually scored about the same. The favor tiles, though, yeah, Darklings basically have Earth 1. I didn't. The bonus tiles, about the same points. Darklings, the bonus cards worked out pretty well. I needed them to go even better. I only got 2 towns and had to take a 2 key town. Did very well in cults, but yeah, Darklings just had everything. And then 32 priest points is a lot. I mean, that's partly the stronghold coming down late, but yeah. Just a gross Darklings game. 164 raw points is absolutely crazy. 13 points lost to leech, but yeah, they needed that early leech. So yeah. Down 17 was not enough here. I would have needed some things to go quite differently, I think. Not totally sure what those things are, but this definitely wasn't what I needed. So, oh well. Thanks for the stream. 32 priest points are typical of Air 2 Darklings. Yeah, I mean, admittedly, he was able to take several priest power actions, but I think that's such an inefficient sequence. But, oh well. I would just build more temples usually, but really, again, just getting 3 power actions as Darkling, or 3 coins actions as Darklings is pretty incredible in a game where you kind of just go for early temples and build lots of dwellings, and yeah. Ultimately, just lots of early leech is great for Darklings as well, so, oh well. Earth 1 would not have been enough either. Yeah, I don't think Earth 1 would have been enough either. Nice to get a not last in arena. Yeah, I will admit, when I was doing this account 2 seasons ago in arena, I was getting quite a few nice wins, and this season it's just been tough to it's not been easy to pull easy tables. So some of the wins are just from winding up at easy tables, right, against weaker opponents, and then getting like great deals in the auction. And then it's a little bit I'm not getting the best setups in order to really abuse non-Earth 1 scoring strats. I mean, ultimately, to be fair, actually, I mean, I scored 147 here. I mean, I started at 30, but still, like, I scored just fine without Earth 1 this game. I found a path, right? But somebody just had a great game. So I kind of need that not to happen, is another possibility. But part of the danger of not taking Earth 1 is that you do allow your opponents to have chances at, like, really crazy games sometimes. So, oh well. Earth 1 would have been enough here anyhow. I agree. The Water 2 actually turned out pretty cool too. I mean, the early Spade was nice, and it did really help me with cults. I mean, there's a chance I was supposed to do even better on cults, but as always with Chaos Magicians, I have this issue of like to really do well on cults, you kind of have to rush a two. You kind of have to rush the two. Like you need the two key town, and then you still need like an extra early temple, or you need priest power actions. And I couldn't get priest power actions this game; they were crazy under contention. Um, and I just never justified building a second temple, right? So I just never really got more priest production. Otherwise, if I get a little more priest production, I sent one priest to the cults, right? Like, it's very easy to just be like, if I could send a earlier priest to air or water, that I probably could have stolen at least one more cult. But again, one more cult is only 4 more points, so is it really that valuable? Not really. So, oh well. Anyhow, you think the priest power action that round was probably my biggest mistake? Yeah, that's fair. Chaos aren't as much of a cult faction as we treat them. They're closer to dwarves. Yeah, that's fair too. If I templed for water 1, air 1 that round, that's 3 more water 1 and 6 more air 1s, plus I get my priest. Yeah, but then I don't have as many. So the problem is if I do that, deranged, the issue with that line is that I have way less. I have 2 less workers for round 4, where I actually build a bunch of dwellings, and then I build less dwellings in that round, which means like the whole snowball goes pretty horribly, doesn't it? Like I don't think I have enough workers in that line, which is kind of why I was never planning to build the temple that round. I think it was correct not to build the temple, but you're kind of surprised with the 122 swarms with around 3 or 4 stronghold. Yeah, I mean that's kind of what some people in the chat were trying to say, right? Like we're so used to like never go early Fakir stronghold, always open stronghold swarms. And to be fair, Swarmlink should have opened stronghold, but even with like weird, unusual lines, like the difference isn't as much as you'd think. But anyhow, it was a good fun stream. Glad people enjoyed it. As always, thanks a lot for the chat and all that. As we talked about in the middle, having like up to like 40 viewers is really awesome, and I definitely appreciate it. It makes it way more interesting and fun. I'll continue to do some random streams. I'll probably continue to play a little on this map, but yeah, this is really not a format I love, so I might also switch over to just doing some simple tables and other explorations, but we'll see. I'm pretty unlikely to stream tomorrow, I would think, but we'll see. And Thursday, definitely try to keep Teammate Thursdays a thing after last week's. So I still don't know for sure who I'm teaming up with yet. So if anybody really wants to, reach out in the Discord, reach out, let me know. We can try to make that happen. Otherwise, I will dig around and we'll make it happen one way or another. All player commentaries tend to happen on the weekends. Check those out. Feel free to go to my Twitch page, and if you haven't, yeah, follow Discord, whatever else, blah, 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 promotion, blah, blah, blah. Zorus is probably going to stream here shortly today, or already has started. I should check. Maybe we can raid Zorus. I don't even know. I don't know when Zorus starts, obviously, as you can tell. That's what I'm trying to get to, though. There is a Terra Mystica Tuesday night league. You guys should definitely check that out. T1 and Zorus have set it up. It's very cool. You definitely should go check that out. I unfortunately just can't play. It just does not work with my schedule for Tuesday nights. But there's a lot of other top players, and it should be really cool. So you can find that information on Board Game Geek. Zorus recently made a thread. It's very cool. Signups are open, so you should do that. And then finally, International Clash Game 5 is this weekend. Going to determine home field advantage. Should be another really fun game. Tune into that on Fire 2 tournaments. And finally, bring back any other map, please. You believe this map should be burned with fire. I agree. You like lakes more than fire and ice, and that's fine. Plenty of people do, but my rankings are pretty close to something like fjords, basin, fire and ice are pretty close, and then revised and lakes are... bleh. Lakes is the worst, but yeah, well, people are allowed to do what they want. After all that blabbing, we will go raid Zorus. It looks like he's live, so let's join up and go see what he is playing and see what he'll tell us about Tuesday Night League stuff. Thanks all for watching. I will see you around. And yeah, probably on Thursday I'll stream next, and we'll see where that goes. Bye, everybody. All right, apparently not instantly. I forgot that raids take like 10 seconds. Now we'll go raid Zorus. See you around.
Oh, was the priest still available? I wasn't sure if it wasn't.